Hey yo, what is good, people? I am Malcolm McFadden, creator of 615 Comics, and this is episode 3 of the Yo a Nerd podcast. All right, we're up to episode 3, y'all, and I got a pretty good show for y'all today. Forget pretty good. I got a great show for y'all today. Some really dope topics that I have stormed up, you feel me, that I want to talk about today within the nerd realm. But before we even get to any of that, you already know the deal. Like, subscribe, and comment. All right, like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment on the video. All right, let's chop it up in the comments. Let's talk. Hit me up. Been having some good conversation in the comments, but hit up the comments and let's talk, bro. But like and subscribe to the Yo a Nerd podcast, and you already know. Tell your friends about me. Tell your friends about Malcolm McFadden, creator of 615 Comics, and the Yo a Nerd podcast. All right. But enough with the filler and the intros. All right, let's get into some comic topics. All right, let's get into the first one I want to talk about today. Spawn, and where does he rank amongst black characters in comics or fiction? All right, let's talk about it. Okay, Spawn, okay? A character who many might not even know is black because you rarely see his face within comics, all right? Even when you see him in pictures, you rarely see his face. So where does he rank amongst black characters? Because when we start talking gold black characters, who do we mention? We mention Black Panther, we mention Static, we mention Green Lantern, we mention all these people, but we very rarely mention Spawn. Sometimes people mention Spawn, but I don't think he gets the respect he deserves or gets ranked to where he deserves. I think he's easily top 5 black characters ever. Easily top 5 black characters ever. And let's talk about why. Number 1, longevity. Like, Spawn has crazy longevity, bro. Like, he set records for how long of a comic how long his comic has been going. He also has compendiums, bro. He has compendium on compendium on compendium, volumes on volumes on volumes on volumes, bro. Like, this man has stacks of comics, bro. So longevity wise, I don't even think there's another black hero besides maybe Black Panther that has the storage that he has, that has the buildup that he has, that has all the comics that he has. You feel me? That has the history that he has. All right. So I think that's one. Sales. Spawn is always topping sales. People love Spawn. People love to draw Spawn. People love to read Spawn. Even though the storyline, I think, has kind of really fallen off over the years, I even still read Spawn. I even still collect it. I love the artwork. I love the character. But even the storyline has gone down over years. You feel me? But he's still going and he's still topping sales. If we're talking character design too, he's also up there. I think his suit is better than Black Panther's. And I can say that proudly. I think his suit is better than Black Panther's with chains, with the cape, you feel me? His powers and everything. Like, Spawn is a really crazy character that I think we just don't even talk about enough. And I think some of the reasons we don't talk about him, for one, you don't really see his face too much. You don't really see that he's black a lot in this comic. More recently, they have showed his face a lot more, but you don't really see his face too much. Also, his storyline don't got nothing to do with him being black. He's one of the few black characters where you can just pop in a white character and then it kind of just wouldn't change the story, kind of wouldn't change the dynamics of things. Because literally, his story has nothing to do with him being black. That could be because he's created by, you know, a white man, and a lot of white writers take him on. But yeah, his storyline has nothing to do with him being black, but he's still a very dope character. And I think that's one thing we don't talk about him enough, because I guess we don't really relate to him enough. But he's still a black character and he's still dope. Also, I just think his movies were too far ago. His movies were too long ago. Well, his movie was too long ago. They're talking about making a new Spawn with Jamie Foxx that's supposedly be in the works, or has been in the works. I can't wait for that. But I think when they make a new Spawn movie, that will endear him to more black fans, and people will see him more and kind of gravitate towards him more, especially with his character design. Everybody loves Spawn character design. But even with that, in Spawn and him being a black character where his story has nothing really to do with him being black. Another question, should more black writers handle Spawn? Spawn universe is expanding. Like, we just saw that with the Bloodletter, and that's another black character trying to blacken up the Spawn universe a little bit, it looks like. But they also had a black writer on that. And then so should more black writers take on Spawn, even though his story has nothing to do with him being black, right? I think definitely have like Rodney Barnes. Rodney Barnes is one of the best writers out right now. He's writing Philadelphia. He's writing a couple Star Wars joints. He's written for DC Marvel. He worked on the Winning Time show. He wrote for the Winning Time show that was on HBO. And then so he actually wrote for Spawn in his own series, Philadelphia. Spawn made a cameo. So I think he's already written Spawn. So what if you brought Rodney Barnes on to write like maybe a storyline of Spawn that nobody has read before, maybe back in the day when Spawn first started? Like that would be fire. Like have Rodney Barnes, who also might be my cousin, but have him do a story of Spawn. I think that would be dope. And also having a black writer on to Spawn will actually get more people talking about Spawn, especially black fans. You feel me? Blurs. You feel me? But let's open this up in the comments. Where do y'all rank Spawn amongst the top black superheroes or just characters in general? Where do y'all rank Spawn amongst them? Because I think he's easily top. Ooh, gotta watch the mic. I think he's easily top 5. But where do y'all rank Spawn when it comes to black characters? Let's talk about it in the comments. Okay, let's talk about some more nerd stuff, bro. Let's talk about this Fantastic Four. All right, let's talk about the Fantastic Four. All right, so I'm gonna just start it off by saying I've never really been a Fantastic Four fan. Not gonna lie to you, never really been. I've been a Doom fan. I like Doom, but I've never really been a Fantastic Four fan. Their team just doesn't really do it for me. Never in life have I actually been a fan of the Fantastic Four. So, but this movie coming up looks tough. I like this new Fantastic Four that coming. It looks better than all the other Fantastic Fours that they came out with. But this joint actually looks tough, and I'm hyped for it. But I really wanted to talk about not the movie itself, but the Marvel hype and the Marvel talk around it and Marvel fans. Because Marvel hype done died down, bro. Let's be honest with it. Marvel hype done died down a big bit, bro. Like, and I understand it. A lot of the top heroes that we was loving aren't there anymore, all right? And then it seems like these shows that they're making, they're kind of just throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks. They gave us a weak-ass Moon Knight. And yes, I had to throw in some Moon Knight disrespect. But, so, they gave us a weak-ass Moon Knight, and all these shows kind of don't really seem like they're going anywhere. Like, every Easter egg they've been giving us doesn't seem like it goes anywhere, all right? Every little teaser doesn't seem like it goes anywhere. Like, even the King, like, I know everything having Jonathan Majors, which was dumb, but they're firing him. But that didn't go nowhere. And it seems like the Marvel hype is dying down, and people aren't really even hyped for the Fantastic Four, which is Marvel's top teams. If not X-Men and maybe then Fantastic Four, but it's one of Marvel's top teams. And then I don't feel like people are really hyped, all right? And that's what I really want to talk about in the comments. Let's talk about what's up with the Marvel hype. Is it just because they're not putting out good content? I know there's a lot of sexist people calling it the she see you, or you feel me? like I think people are mad about, the different representation that things they're doing, but forget them, whatever about them. But like, it just seems overall the hype is not really there. We're really talking more about the Superman movie. I know it's Superman than a Fantastic Four, but this looks like it's actually going to be a good Fantastic Four that somehow will connect to the MCU. All right. I think this, even though this Fantastic Four, I think is another universe that soon will connect with the MCU universe. But still, I just want to know, where's the Marvel hype, bro? Where's the Marvel hype? I was a Marvel hater back in the day. You know me, I'm a DC fan. I love to talk to a Marvel fan and be like, no, y'all movies is trash. You feel me? But I'm hyped for this. I'm hyped for this Fantastic Four. I think it's going to be good. But where's the hype with everybody else? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Tell me what's up. Let's talk about this. What's up with the Fantastic Four? And there are people done with Marvel. Hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think. Okay, y'all. So Okay, now on to another topic. Still in the nerd realm, because there's a whole bunch of different type of nerds out there, all right? So there's comic book nerds that we know, like anime nerds, manga nerds, but we can't forget about us horror nerds. We can't forget about us horror fans. So we nerds too, bro. Just because we like a little blood, gut, spitting ass don't mean nothing. You feel me? But let's talk about some horror stuff, bro. Have you seen that I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer? That joint looks like it's gas. That I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer looks good, looks great. They're bringing back Jennifer Love Hewitt. They bringing back that one yo that was the white yo. I don't remember his name. That was with Jennifer Love Hewitt. All right, we're gonna call him Jennifer Love Hewitt's plus one. All right, he's back in it, bro. But It looks like it's real good. It looks like it's paying homage. I'm wondering to see how they connected with the old I Know What You Did Last Summer, but we don't talk about I Think I Know What You Did Last Summer as a dope horror movie franchise. We don't ever talk about that. Like, we talk about, the Freddy's, well, let's call them by the actual names. Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday 13th with Jason, Michael Myers, Halloween. But I Know What You Did Last Summer is a solid slasher franchise. Solid. And I can't wait to see what they do with this new movie, bro, because it looks good. It looks so good, bro. Man, I can't wait to see how it's connected. But it's also time for horror movie remakes. Bro, I was talking with somebody and it was like I was talking with somebody on Friday 13th, and I'm also mad that they don't do Friday 13th marathons on TV no more. What does the world come to? What does the world come to where we don't do Friday 13th marathons on Friday 13th? Like, A&E ain't do nothing. Like there should be a Friday 13th marathon every Friday 13th like it used to be when we was kids. But there's not. But I was talking with somebody on Friday 13th about how Friday 13th, the remake of Friday 13th was actually good, and it came out in 2009, right? That's a brick ago. We in 2025, all right? 2009? That's wild. It's time for the horror movie remakes. It's time to bring these horror movies back. It's time to just revamp them, reboot them, give us something new. I remember the Nightmare on Elm Street joint. People was hating on that, but I was cool with the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Like, come on, revamp it, start it over. Give me a new Chucky. Give me a new Jason. I think we had a good amount of Michael Myers. We don't even need a new version of him. There was one called The Hatchet. Bring back The Hatchet, bro. If you ain't never seen The Hatchet, it's kind of corny, but it's a good slasher joint. But this is what I'm saying, bro. Let's bring back the horror movies. Let's bring back the slasher joints. Let's remake them. We remaking everything else. Let's remake these slasher joints and make them better. Make them in a newer age. Like, bro, let's make a new age of them going to Camp Crystal Lake and stuff. Them doing TikTok videos on Camp Crystal Lake. Next thing you know, Jason come out, slash, put people in a sleeping bag and smash them. You feel me? All right, I'm going a little bit off here. But, bro, it's time for the horror movie remakes. Let's remake some more horror movies. Come on. Y'all already love doing remakes. Y'all don't really got too many original ideas. This is something right here for y'all to do. Give me some horror movie remakes. And, man, I think that would be fire, but I can't wait for this. I think I Know What You Did Last Summer. That joint gonna be tough. Okay, man, looking at these topics I got, I was really just jumping around with nerd topics that I wanted to talk about, bro. But this episode should be called like the jumper or something, like the hopscotch, because I'm just jumping from topic to topic. Because right now we're going to switch gears from horror. We're going to go to WWE. All right, I know I was on comics, I was on comic book movies, horror movies, and now we're going to go to the WWE. Told you it's different type of nerds out there, and I might be all of them. So let's talk about WWE. Rant incoming. R-Truth is trash. Officially trash. Officially, I don't care about this heel turn. I don't care about him going with this mental thing. I don't care who's driving. Jesus, take the wheel, because this ain't working, bro. This just ain't working, bro. Man, okay, I like that they did the turn for R-Truth. I did a video on it saying I love the turn for R-Truth, but they're not doing anything with it. Nothing. He literally still does John Cena's stupid ass moves. If I gotta see this man do the shoulder block into the 5-knuckle shuffle one more time, that's not your move. That's John Cena. You just made this man a black cosplay of John Cena. And that's just stupid, bro. When the heel turn came, I was like, man, I can't wait to see old Ron Killings back. And I can't wait to see him do the corkscrew scissor kick, man, do some of the athletic stuff he used to do. I know that he's not as athletic as used to be, but he can still do some of those things. At least have his own moveset. Just have his own moves where he's not doing John Cena's moves. Why did we bring him back and give him a heel turn just for him to be the same person? He's basically just a crackhead for real. You basically took R-Truth, who was just dumb and crazy, but funny. And now you've made him angry and crazy, but still kind of funny. But you're not doing nothing different with the character. Yeah, he's driving out a different character in the head, and I love the play that they're doing with that. Especially since he says he's Ron Killings, but everybody calls him R-Truth because Ron Killings is driving R-Truth is the car. You feel me? So I like that, but you're not doing nothing with it. Like, what even happens after this? What even happens after this? What are you gonna do with him? Because it seems like you just brought him back to satisfy the people, but now he's probably just gonna fall into the shadows. You feel me? That you're just gonna let him fade off into the shadows, bro. Like, what was the point of that? What was the point of that? If we weren't gonna get actual Ron killings, we we're just gonna get angry R-Truth. Yeah, I think when it comes to that, WWE is doing a lot of dope stuff, but that R-Truth thing is just so dumb to me, and it's really dumb. And I actually was just having a conversation with a friend. This wasn't even on the topic list because this actually just happened earlier today, or yesterday. So, but me and a friend of mine were talking about in AEW, they had these two wrestlers basically like gamble on the match ringside, where I think they had Henny and they were like gambling on the match, shooting dice and stuff like that. And he asked me as a black person, he's white, he asked me as a black person, how do I feel about that? And I told him, I was like, bro, I'm tired of these black stereotypes made into WWE characters, and they just keep doing it, and they just keep making these black stereotypes and making them WWE characters. I feel like R-Truth is based just like a crackhead stereotype for me, you feel me? So I just feel like they don't really do much to respect their black wrestlers sometimes, and it sucks actually being a WWE fan and loving it and then seeing stuff like that. But I'm not really with the black stereotypes. Sometimes I am, sometimes they're cool, like, but other times it's just kind of whack. Like, I liked how Booker T was, where he kind of was a stereotype at times, but he kind of was just Booker T. You feel me? So I think the WWE, AEW, wrestling in general can just do a better job of their black wrestlers and characters, especially R-Truth, because they literally just did nothing with his heel turn. People chanted for him to come back, and y'all brought him back just to do nothing with him. And that's just how I feel about the R-Truth. You feel me? Tell me how y'all feel in the comments. Tell me what y'all think about it. Because as you can tell, this podcast, I'm hoppity hop. So I'm ready to hop on to another subject next. For another topic next in this podcast. But tell me how y'all feel. If y'all wrestling fans, tell me what y'all feel about R-Truth, aka Ron Killings. Okay, time to hop on to my last real subject of this podcast, last real topic of this podcast. So this episode has really been a lot of topics that I wanted to talk about, because the next episode is a lot of other things I want to talk about. There's a lot of things that correlate together that I wanted to talk about. All right, so the last topic of this podcast, I'm probably going to go on a little rant for it. All right, I want to talk about Man of Steel hate. Yes, the Man of Steel Superman movie. Yes, we're still talking about a movie that came out years and years ago, because people still like to bring it up and hate on it. All right. So I am a fan of the Man of Steel. I love the Man of Steel movie. It's one of my favorite origin superhero movies. One of my favorite superhero movies, period. All right. I love the Man of Steel movie. Yes, it has its flaws and some things, but I still think it was a great movie, a great Superman movie. I think the best Superman movie that we got, the best solo Superman movie that we've ever got. Maybe that's a hot take, whatever. But that movie gets so much unwanted hate, and it makes me mad, because I know people aren't that dumb. There are some that are that dumb, but people aren't that dumb, especially comic fans. And then it feels like the hate is forced. It's like y'all are making things up to hate on this movie. Y'all are saying things that didn't even happen in the movie. It's like y'all didn't watch it, and y'all just heard somebody else say this, and then y'all just ran with it, and then saw a couple clips, and then, okay, that's what happened. Like, I think, I know we're going to compare movies. That's always going to happen. We're always going to compare things. But I feel like Man of Steel just gets unwanted hate, unneeded hate, for no reason at all. And then so what I've been seeing, especially with the new Superman movie coming up, we're using this new Superman movie to shit on the old Superman movie, right? Which is crazy, which is really crazy. I just think it's pretty dumb, since this movie hasn't even come out yet, but it's crazy how much hate Man of Steel is getting. But here's the thing that I saw that sparked this topic. We have got to stop with this narrative that Superman and Man of Steel allowed or helped the destruction of Metropolis. Y'all got to stop saying that, because when you say that, it makes me think that you have the intelligence of a 2-year-old. It makes me think that you can't even comprehend a movie well. It makes me think that you just Your comprehension just sucks. All right, let's just be layman's terms with it. Your comprehension just sucks. So you people that say that, like, you don't sound smart. You don't sound smart saying that a superhero allowed or contributed to the destruction of the city that they are literally protecting. There's literally a villain who has vowed to destroy the city. When Superman stopped Zod, he was like, bro, I'm gonna destroy everything you love. I'm gonna destroy the world that you love. And because Zod, his only thing, he was bred to protect Krypton by any means necessary. And Krypton was gone at that point. So his only duty now was just to kill everything Clark knows and loves, all right? He literally was trying to destroy the city, and Clark was literally trying to stop it. Clark was doing everything he could on his first day as a superhero. What did you do on your first day at your job? You did a great job? Probably not. He literally had to save the world on his first day out. His first real big fight was to save the world. And then they're saying, this is why I think your comprehension is wrong if you say this. There's literally scenes in that movie that go against what you're saying. There was a scene where Zod throws a truck. I think it was a Lex Luthor truck. And he throws it at Superman. Superman dodges it. And the building behind him blows up. Superman, after that happened, looked back at that building like, dag, what did I just do? Me dodging that caused that building's destruction. Then Zod caught him with a sneaker. He gets him with a nice little right to his face, bruh. Superman stopped thinking about the fight and started thinking about the destruction that was being caused, that was happening, and how he could stop it. And then you see him try to take Zod out of the city, but they end up coming back to the city. You see, we gotta stop that narrative that Superman contributed to the destruction of Metropolis when he was the only one that was able to stop it. When he had help with the army and everything, but he was the only real one that could actually stop them from destroying the city. And he put his life on the line to stop the city he tried to stop the world. Let's not be talking about the city. He saved the entire world from being destroyed, from being turned into Krypton. They were killing everybody. They were trying to kill everybody. So we got to stop with that narrative, because y'all don't sound smart when you say that Superman, the character we all know, wouldn't destroy a city, saying that he destroyed the city. And it was his first big fight. And that same thing was addressed in the next movie. They really show Superman's growth through these movies. I can talk about that another day. But I just think the hate for Man of Steel is just so dumb. And some of y'all just don't sound intelligent, don't even give a good reaction, don't even give a good response. And once you start laying out things that happen in the movie, they start moving the goalposts. You feel me? They start doing all this other stuff, you feel me? But and this is the thing that makes me crazy, that really gets me. Destruction happens in Superman comics, movies, cartoons, everything before Man of Steel. Metropolis not just getting destroyed, you feel me? I think there was I can't even remember what it was. There was a comic where they were setting up stuff for things happen, like insurance and stuff for Metropolis, for when things happen, like when big catastrophic things happen, because Superman can't always stop everything. These are super villains. These is people with God powers. You feel me? He can't always stop this one building from being destroyed. All right. They're fighting in a building, bro. Have you ever had siblings and you get into a fight in your bedroom with your sibling? Things are getting broken. Y'all ain't never had siblings? I just think and I think what's really this may be a hot take. This is something that needs to be said. A lot of y'all that say that Snyder fans are toxic, the people on the other side of the Snyder fans are just as toxic, if not more. The people on the other side of the Snyder fans probably gave birth to the Snyder fans. And I was there in real time watching it when the Snyder cult, or whatever you want to call it, began. I remember watching it just as a DC fan myself, just as a normal DC fan, watching it and seeing the DC versus Marvel. Then it becomes the Snyders versus everybody and stuff like that. But some of y'all are just as toxic. The whole reason I'm talking about this is because y'all had to bring up Superman and then trash Superman when even in the trailers for the new movie, it shows the city being destroyed. It shows the city being split in half. You feel me? So is that Superman's fault? Or is that the villain's fault that's trying to destroy the city? Yeah, but just to round this all off, to round this talk, yes, Man of Steel gets unwanted hate, unneeded hate that's just stupid. And then it feels like y'all didn't actually watch the movie. So yeah, it gets very much unwanted hate, which I think sparks people to come back at y'all. But this is what happened back in the day. People were literally hating on Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman and saying things that weren't even true, which started people coming back at them and having to point out every day, like, no, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. Y'all just wasn't watching the movie and y'all didn't comprehend it. So I think that even, I guess I'm not wrapping this up. I guess I am going to continue this rant a little bit. I think that this next Superman movie is definitely going to become the toxic James Gunn fan versus toxic Snyder fans going at it and then trying to compare movies when I feel like both of these movies would do basically the exact same thing with Superman, just in different ways. I'm already seeing the similarities of Man of Steel in this new Superman movie with the teasers and trailers. I'm already seeing similarities. So like, I feel like it's going to start like a whole clusterfuck of shit just going on social media about people trying to attack this movie and defend this movie when both of the movies are kind of ready to just be the same thing. You feel me? Just made by different directors. But I'm going to put this in there. I think that this new Superman movie is going to get a lot of pass for things that the Man of Steel movie did that people were mad at. I think this movie is going to do the exact same thing but get a pass for it because of directors. I'm just going to say that. But yeah, Man of Steel gets a lot of unwanted hate, and it seems like y'all didn't actually watch the movie or comprehend the movie. And I'm just gonna put that out there. But I'm waiting to see what happens with this new Superman movie, waiting to see what comes of it and see how they do it. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot more of Man of Steel hate for the night. I think we're gonna talk more about Man of Steel than the new Superman movie. Which is kind of funny. I think that this new Superman movie is going to spark up more conversation about Man of Steel than actually this new Superman movie, which is going to be weird to me. But yeah, I saw that on my timeline and then I just instantly had to put it in notes. You know, we got to put this on the pod, episode 3. We got to talk about Superman. All right. But yeah, tell me what y'all think. I'm all willing for all the toxic fans. I'm all willing for the DC fans, the toxic James Gunn fan, the toxic Snyder fans. I'm even ready for you toxic MCU fans. Come on in the comments. Let's have a little ball. Let's have some toxic comments. You feel me? Let's get some arguments started in the comments. Let's get some drama started. But yeah, tell me how y'all feel about it. Do y'all hate Man of Steel? Do y'all not agree with me? Do you think Superman destroyed the city? Let's talk about it. I'm with all the smoke. Let's get it in. Let's talk about it, bro. Okay, let's wrap up episode 3 of the Yo Nerd podcast. Let's wrap it up. And to wrap this up, I'd like to give y'all some comic book recommendations. All right. So with a lot of things, with these recommendations, I want to give y'all recommendations on stuff that kind of is relevant right now. So one thing that's relevant, of course, is TV shows and movies and stuff that's coming out. So I want to give y'all a few recommendations for those. So my DC recommendation of the day, because you know I give one DC, one Marvel, one outside of those, okay? DC recommendation from today is going to be my favorite Superman story, Superman Unchained, all right? I don't think this story will have anything to do with the movie, but this is my favorite Superman story. Superman Unchained. This is basically this story where there's this another alien that has been living in secret on Earth and has been working for the government, who's basically more powerful than Superman. All right, but Superman must figure out how to take him out, even though he's more powerful than him. You feel me? And it's actually a very dope story. It has a great cameo with Batman and Wonder Woman in it. Like, great cameo. I think like out of a lot of cameos that happen in Superman comics, I think this one was a solid fire. It made so much sense why they were in the comics. So Superman Unchained is my recommendation for DC of the day. And also Jim Lee, I believe, did the artwork, which was phenomenal. I think Scott Snyder wrote it, and then Jim Lee did the artwork. So you already know that joint is mwah. All right. So Superman Unchained is my DC recommendation of the day. My Marvel recommendation. Ironheart comes out, I believe, tomorrow from when I'm recording this. It may be out when you see this. Ironheart probably will be out. All right. So Ironheart Volume 1, the Eve Ewing run. The Eve Ewing run is authentic. Like that feels like Eve Ewing was Riri, and she was just telling the story from her life story. You feel me? Like that, like you just gotta read it. It's one of those. It's one of those. All right, you feel me? Like, you know how each super has like the definitive run, the definitive stories. Like that is the one to pick up. Ironheart Volume 1, the Eve Ewing run of Ironheart. That's that. Especially that will easily get you ready for the show that's coming out. I think most of the things that happen in the show will be from that run. All right, so definitely check that out. Outside of DC and Marvel, this one has nothing to do with relevance. This has a lot to do with just hilarious and just good stories, all right? So, Outer Darkness. Outer Darkness is this fire story. I will tell anybody and their mother about it. It's a sci-fi horror. It's a space horror. It's this team that's on this ship. And they got this black captain. The black captain is like, he's like Michael Jai White with Samuel Jackson's personality. That's how I see this character. But he's like this captain of the ship, and they go around stopping like hauntings out in space, ghosts in space. And he has a whole team on this ship, and all of them have like their own backstories and unique characters and attitudes and stuff, like personalities. That's what I was trying to say. Personalities. And it is a hilarious story. It's funny. Like I said, it's space horror. It's like a blend of genres. Like, it is a great story. There's 2 volumes of it. Both of them were phenomenal. It was one of my, if I had made like a top 10 comics ever, I'm pretty sure that would be in there. It's a great comics outside DC and Marvel, and you definitely should check it out. If you're into black characters, it's a black character is the main character, so you should definitely check it out. And I think this would be a great comic for either a TV show. I think a TV series like Netflix or something would be great for this. All right, so definitely check out Outer Darkness. And those are my comic book recommendations: Superman Unchained, Ironheart, the Eve Ewing run, and Outer Darkness. All right. Well, that wraps up episode 3. Thank y'all for talking. Thank y'all listening to me talking about these topics. These are a couple of topics that I just kind of jotted down throughout the week. I had a lot of topics, so I kind of had to split them up and talk about a lot of things in the next episode, which episode 4 will be another great episode. But thank y'all for watching the Yo and Nerd podcast. Tell your friends about me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. A lot of these topics were conversation starters that I wanted to talk about. So like, really, this podcast really was kind of like topics and conversation starters that I want y'all to engage with. I want to engage with y'all with. I want to talk to y'all about these, have some real conversations about them. So definitely hit the comments up and let's talk about them. And like I said, I'm with all the smoke. If you disagree, come with that. I want you to disagree. Come with the disagreements. All right, come with the arguments. I like to argue, even if I love healthy arguments. You feel me? So come on, let's argue. Let's talk in the comments. You agree with me? Hey, I'm always with you agreeing with me too. We can, we can have a little camaraderie. You feel me? But definitely hit the comments, like, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about me. In the description is everywhere you can follow me. So definitely hit the description and just follow me if you don't already. All right, but this is episode 3 of the Yo and Nerd podcast. I'm Malcolm McFadden, creator 615 Comics, and thank y'all for watching. Peace.